Okay, and we are good to go. Andy, are you here? Can you hear me?
Yep, yep.
All right, the floor is yours for App
Okay,
Crypto.
thank you. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Andy Sylvie, and I'm going to tell you about AtCrypto. AtCrypto is the world's first smartphone to smartphone private blockchain platform. And AtCrypto is going to make the blockchain easy for everybody. AtCrypto is an enabler and accelerator of bringing the blockchain into the mainstream and bringing blockchain 2.0. And ambitiously, AtCrypto is going to do for the blockchain what Larry Ellison and Oracle did for the database. And we're going to do it the way Steve Jobs would have done it. We're going to make blockchain easy, super easy for everybody, so that nobody needs to understand anything academically about the blockchain to use or work with the blockchain. The problem that we're going to solve is that blockchain adoption is being held back because it's so complex and there's so lack of accessible platforms, blockchain platforms, that application developers can work with to create applications running on the blockchain. Think about it. You have an application developer, he's got a great idea to do something on the blockchain. How does he get his application to work with the blockchain? Where's the blockchain he can work with? Doing anything with the blockchain these days is complicated. The public blockchain transactions are expensive. Look at the price of the gas on the Ethereum network. Decentralized app developers and users are missing accessible private blockchains, which they can then build applications on top of. And on top of that, there is no accessible private blockchain platform where the users are smartphones and smartphones only. The market, which we're looking at according to the research, enterprise blockchain platform market is estimated by 2027 to be worth $111 billion. The private blockchain segment of that market, which is where we are, is expected to account for 46% of the market, which is around $50 billion a year, which is a lot of money. The private blockchain commercial use cases are many. You only have to look on Google, look at how blockchain could be used in commercial cases, and they stretch across manufacturing, pharmaceutical, supply chain, government services, legal, identity management. Any opportunity, any vertical opportunity where blockchain can help, there's the opportunity for the blockchain. The private blockchain personal use cases are similar to commercial ones, but also extend into trading collectibles, gaming, esports, personal sensitive data sharing. Private blockchains where you can share information. The solution which we're bringing is AtCrypto, and AtCrypto is the world's first smartphone to smartphone private blockchain platform. And in this presentation, I'm going to be repeating that a few times because it's really important to understand this is about a blockchain which is only running on the smartphones. There's no backend, there's no servers in the cloud, there's no other blockchain behind it with a branch that, oh, by the way, this phone happens to be a node on a branch of an existing blockchain. This is an isolated private blockchain running only on mobile phones. The AtCrypto app, it's going to enable and bring the capabilities for private blockchains on the smartphone, the capability to invite your friends to be nodes or your contacts to be nodes on the blockchains. Once you've got the blockchain with your contacts and your friends, you can then make non-fungible tokens, smart contracts, and put them on your private blockchains. There will also, as part of the app, be a blockchain-enabled crypto wallet for storing your tokens. And consequently, this makes the app into a platform and an enabler for decentralized apps and decentralized finance and decentralized autonomous organizations. The app, the business model, the app will be free up to a threshold, certain number of blockchains, nodes on the blockchains, or the amount of transactions or smart contracts that you're putting onto the blockchains. Above that threshold, you'll have to pay fees. You'll have to pay gas to use the app. The gas on the AtCrypto products will be the AtCrypto stable coin. This means as part of the AtCrypto holistic solution, we're going to be doing an ICO, an initial coin offering. We're going to be minting and launching the AtCrypto coin, and people will buy the coin and use that to pay for services where they go above the free threshold. How does AtCrypto work, and how is it going to make the blockchain easy? Basically, imagine this. You download the @Crypto app from the App Store or the Play Store. You get it on your phone, you open it up, and you click the plus sign to create a new blockchain instance. Let's say we call that instance MyChain. As part of setting up MyChain, I type in the name MyChain, I click Next. Next it says, who would you like to be nodes on this chain? It then opens up your list of contacts, and you select from your contacts, your friends and contacts, who you want to be a node on the chain that's going to run on your phone and their phones. Once you've selected your friends and contacts, you click Submit. Your @Crypto app on your phone will then send a notification to their phones. They'll receive the notification saying, Andy has created an @Crypto blockchain. You're invited to be a node on that blockchain. Would you like to be a node? They select yes. Either they have the app already or the app downloads and installs. The app then gets them onto the chain, and then you and your friends with your private blockchain, and don't forget, you can have as many blockchains as you want, all different blockchains with all different groups of friends and contacts. You are then on this chain, and you can create non-fungible tokens, you can create smart contracts, and you can work with the blockchain. As I said, it will be free up to a certain threshold of usage, and above that, the gas will be paid in the crypto coin token. The products from @Crypto, they don't just end at the @Crypto app. That's just the beginning. But there are three main pillars. So the @Crypto app will enable everything that we've just gone through to work on the smartphones for consumers and for people. Making blockchains, making tokens, inviting your friends to be nodes on your chains, etc. In the same way as Skype launched about 20 years ago and enabled people to make calls over the internet, the consumer Skype application, that was very popular. After a few years, Skype came along with the enterprise, the commercial version, which is Skype for Business. And we're going to follow the same model. And we're going to take the source code from the @Crypto app, and we're going to inherit that and extend it and make it into @Crypto for Business. And this will be the enterprise version of @Crypto, and this will be where the big money is and the big revenue is. This will enable corporations and enterprises to make private blockchains from their data centers, from their hyperscalers, or even if they don't want to install the @Crypto software and run the blockchains, run the @Crypto software and administer it themselves, then we @Crypto, we will have our own cloud data center where we will run the @Crypto Enterprise Edition software, and we will offer blockchain as a service to companies that just want to subscribe and have blockchains, but not actually be taken care of installing the software, upgrading it, and fixing it, etc., when it doesn't work. This will enable enterprises to make as many blockchains as they want, to reimagine applications, and to take advantage of the blockchain opportunities. And there are many, and I think it's almost going to be endless. Just imagine, for example, a car manufacturer. A car manufacturer, they could make a private blockchain. They could install @Crypto into every single car they produce. Every single car would then be a node on their service history blockchain for the cars. Every single event from that car could be recorded immutably, which means you can't delete it, onto the blockchain. So the mileage, the service history, the events that happened to the car, whether it had an accident, the whole history would be stored onto the blockchain immutably and safely and securely, and that would build trust in the second-hand car market for reselling the cars as they change users and owners. So that's the second pillar, @Crypto for Enterprise for Business. Then we have the third pillar, which is the @Crypto Developer Platform. This will be API driven, and this will enable application developers who don't want and don't need to understand anything academically about how to do blockchains, but simply want to work as an application developer. They want to work with a blockchain in the same way as they would work with a MySQL or an Oracle database. They don't want to understand academically how the database works, but they do want to be able to create a table that's a chain and to be able to update, insert, and delete data in the chain. And so we will give the application developers the @Crypto Developer Platform, which will enable them to work with @Crypto blockchains and enable them to only take care of creating the applications on top of the blockchain. The beauty of these three pillars is that they will all use the same underlying source code base. So we'll write the code once, we'll start with the @Crypto app, we'll inherit and extend it for @Crypto for Business, and we'll do the same for the developer platform. So we're not having to rewrite from the beginning for each pillar of our holistic solution. As this goes together, this will make up the @Crypto framework. the whole holistic solution of @Crypto. It starts at the bottom layer with the capability of the @Crypto private blockchains, and also the @Crypto token coin, which is used for paying the gas, paying the fees above certain usage thresholds across the consumer app, the enterprise edition, or the developer edition. On top of this, we have @Crypto integrations, because obviously we want to make @Crypto blockchains super easy to integrate with anything, whether it's financial banking products, whether it's manufacturing execution systems, whether it's e-gaming, esports, whatever it is. We want all those companies, all those enterprises, all those softwares to be able to easily integrate to @Crypto in their favorite way of doing an enterprise integration. On top of this, we'll have mining. Of course, we have to have mining. Our mining in @Crypto is going to be our rewards program. And basically, it will use a proof of stake mechanism for the mining, which means the more that people use @Crypto products, the more they have chains, the more they have nodes on the chains, the more they put transactions onto the chains, they will get rewarded for their proof of stake and how much they're using. And they will be rewarded in @Crypto tokens, which they can then either sell on the exchanges, or they can keep and they can use towards their gas, and therefore reducing the cost of their gas to use the @Crypto products. Next, of course, we have the @Crypto wallet, where all three dimensions, developers, enterprises, people, will be able to store their tokens. And then on top of this, we have the @Crypto app for the consumers. We have the enterprise platform for the enterprises and companies, and we have the developer platform. On top of that, we therefore have the capability of enabling anybody to make their own blockchains and enabling anybody to make their own non-fungible tokens. And when people are making their non-fungible tokens, it would be nice if they had a possibility to trade, to swap, to exchange the tokens between each other. And so as part of the @Crypto holistic solution, like OpenSea, we're going to have an @Crypto market exchange for @Crypto users across the three pillars to be able to exchange and trade and swap the tokens. This leads that @Crypto then becomes a decentralized finance enabler, a decentralized applications enabler, and a decentralized autonomous organizations enabler. And the beauty is, this is all driven by the same underlying single code base shared across all of the products. So, barriers to entry. Why are we doing @Crypto now? Why would we be an enabler of bringing the blockchain into the mainstream? And the answer to that question is, we have the first mover advantage. There is nobody else in the world doing smartphone to smartphone private blockchains. There are other companies doing blockchains where your phone can be a node on a branch of their chain, which is over there somewhere in the cloud on a load of servers. But there is nobody who is doing private blockchains from one phone to another in isolation, only on the phones. You choose who the nodes are, you choose how many blockchains you want, and you go and do the blockchain. The @Crypto is sitting on top of the protocol from the company, and that's why we're here this evening, for me this morning, for you this afternoon. And the protocol, why are we working with the protocol and the company? We're working with the protocol and the company because it takes a massive amount of programming work out of our ambition to bring private blockchains to smartphones. The beautiful thing about the protocol is we are using the @signs as the identifier of the node, as the identifier of your phone. That saves us having to use the phone number or the email address or something else as the identifier, the unique ID for that phone. We're then using from the protocol the means for secure end-to-end communication between the two nodes, between the two @signs. That's what the protocol has, end-to-end, peer-to-peer, secure communication. On top of that, we're using from the protocol the underlying mechanisms in the protocol for @signs to trust each other, which is based on their end-to-end secure communication and trusting each other and their private and public keys. On top of that, because in the blockchain, we might sometimes store GIFs or JPEGs or PDFs or pictures or files. We might sometimes store that in a blockchain, but more often than not, this kind of information is stored off the chain, and the blockchain contains a pointer or information on where that paper-based or Word document or PDF document or whatever is stored. And so the protocol with the server, which runs on the mobile or in the cloud, that also brings us the possibility for the underlying mechanism of off-chain data storage. One of the most interesting things we're doing, on top of being the first organization in the world, the first company in the world to do private smartphone to smartphone blockchains, is we're bringing a new consensus mechanism for putting blocks onto the blockchain. The most common consensus mechanisms for putting blocks onto the blockchain start with the proof of work. And although we might not be into blockchain or we might not understand blockchain, we've probably all heard that for Bitcoin, for example, it's this proof of work consensus mechanism which requires massive computational power and is using lots of electricity and is making people question how environmentally friendly the Bitcoin mining really is. Another alternative proof of consensus mechanism is the proof of stake. And that is a kind of mechanism where somehow you prove that you're doing activities on the blockchain. And because you somehow prove that you're doing activities on the blockchain, somehow the other nodes kind of trust you. But what we're bringing is we're bringing a new consensus mechanism which doesn't exist in the world today, and it's called proof of trust. And this is again leveraging the app protocol. And the proof of trust is very, very simple. It's very CPU light. There's no computational power required. It will have no effect on the battery life of the smartphone. And it's simply saying, this node here will say to this node, are you the @ that you say you are? This node will supply his app protocol keys to this one. This one will do a quick check to see if the keys make sense, sanity check them, and say, oh yes, that makes sense. You are the @ you say you are. Okay, you can add your block to the blockchain. Basically, all of this, it saves a massive amount of programming for us. It means that we just have to take care of writing the programs for the blockchain, writing the user interface, and getting it to work. But these underlying mechanisms, they're all done for us. And regarding the barriers to entry, if we had to identify the node, identify how to communicate between the nodes, identify the trust between the nodes, come up with a consensus mechanism, that would take us another year or two before we could get to the point to even thinking of coming with the @Crypto suite of applications. By the way, the company are incubating @Crypto. So I bring you all to the final slide for today's presentation. Basically a summary of @Crypto, where we are today. We have first mover advantage to be the world's first smartphone to smartphone private blockchain platform. We're being incubated and helped by the company. We have a seasoned team in place with fantastic advisors. We have developers in place and we are ready to go. Everybody's ready to go. We've been doing prototyping of the smartphone to smartphone blockchains, minimum viable, minimum lovable product preparation. And we are prototyping at the moment the world's first smartphone to smartphone private blockchain platform. As I said, @Crypto is an enabler and accelerator of the blockchain and bringing the blockchain into the mainstream and bringing blockchain 2.0. @Crypto is going to do for the blockchain what Larry Ellison and Oracle did for the database, and we're going to do it the way Steve Jobs would have done it. We're going to make it super easy. And we're here today. If anybody watching would like to connect with us, would like to help us in any way, we're also looking for seed. If anyone is interested to be a seed investor and be part of this, get in touch with us. We'd love to talk to you. And thank you very much for listening. Does anybody have any questions?
Wow, wow, wow. Andy, wow. An incredible presentation from you. I am so looking forward to @Crypto. And you brought up the currency and the wallet. I'm sold. I wish I could be a seed for you. We do actually have a question for you. What will be @Crypto transaction medium, smart contract token, or a new digital currency? Do you understand that question, or would you like to elaborate a little bit more? Oh, will the transaction medium be a smart contract token or a new digital currency? I think you touched on it really briefly.
No, okay, the gas. So we have to get revenue. So certainly for the enterprise edition, we're going to be charging for using the enterprise edition. We're going to be charging we haven't worked this out yet, obviously, but somehow it'll be a combination of the number of chains you've got, the number of nodes on your chains, the number of transactions, smart contracts you're putting onto your chains. And the payment for using the @Crypto Enterprise Edition, we won't send an invoice and charge you in dollars or euros or fiat currency. We will charge you in @Crypto tokens, which is our token, which we will launch from our ICO. And you will then have to, we can sell you the token. So you can buy the token from us or from an exchange, and you have the token, and you then pay for our service with the tokens. That's where our token comes into it. It's for collecting revenue. And secondly, it's a reward, a kind of mining reward for the amount of use that you use of our product. So the more you use our product, the more we will reward you by crediting you with our tokens.
There we go.
But regarding the private blockchains, it will be your chain. So it will be Tyler or Colin or Barbara or somebody else. You create a chain on your phone. You decide who you want to be invited to that chain, and then you can do with that chain as you so wish between yourselves. And a very interesting thing, it comes back to Kevin's polymorphism, because I could create a chain with my family. I could create a chain with my friends. I could create a chain with some of the people I work with for storing all kinds of different information. But then some of the people who are on my chains, they might create a chain where I might be part of it, but also a different group of people that are also not part of my chains. And so it will all cross over into each other.
Yes, I am totally looking forward to this. We are actually running over a little bit. We have one more question here. I'll allow one more question. How easy do you intend to make the NFT curation process? It's a great question.
What do you mean by the curation process?
Would you like to elaborate a little bit more?
Creation or curation? Is it curating or creating?
Creating.
Okay, creating. It's got to be easy. It's got to be super easy. It's got to be in the app, and it's got to be super, super easy. The whole point of the @Crypto app is to make everything about blockchain as easy as possible, to give the iPhone experience to the blockchain. That's the number one goal. That's the number one reason for doing it.